Folks, a pleasant good afternoon, good evening to you. We are coming to you now because we're following the flood situation around the country for those persons who are joining us internationally in the region right here in Guyana. My name is Randolph Critchlow. I want to thank you very much. We're coming to you this evening, this breaking news, because we gotten word from the MP responsible for region number 5, Mr. Vince Roy Jordan, that he is on the ground and there seems to be some sort of conservancy breach. And we are going to, I think we have him on the line. Mr. Jordan, good afternoon to you, sir.
Hi, Randy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Of course, we're now coming on the live. We explain to persons what is happening. I think we have some video coming from you, but can you explain what is happening at your end there in region number 5?
Well, Randy, thanks for having me. In region 5 here, we are now experiencing a Burma housing scheme, which is along the Maikoni area, a massive breakaway of probably all the dams and close to 5 feet of flooding in the residential area and about 7 feet in the farming area.
Yes.
90% of the farmlands are covered, and the water seems to be coming from the Maikoni and the Barry Creek, and it's coming at a rapid pace. I'm still to understand which end it is coming from, because every area in the Burma scheme and rice and cash crop farming area, we've seen water coming.
Wow.
So we're not yet certain as to where it's coming from, the western side or the eastern side, and that is where the breach or probably, I don't know if there's more than one breach, but definitely water seems to be gushing in from every end. If you check the photos, I sent a few dams, because way down here I don't have internet that well.
Okay.
So the dams, those dams are dams that you used to, when you could have stood up and look at a wide cross section of the rice fields and so on, but those dams are all breached now. The last one I sent you, the one that I sent you is the last one to be covered. And this all started yesterday. And in the space of less than 48 hours, we're seeing the entire community flooded.
Yeah.
And what I learned also is that there are presently 6 excavators within the Maikoni area, and one rice farmer just spoke to me and he asked, that his name not been mentioned.
Yes.
But he said he has given up hope because the water has forced away from whatever they were doing as measures to hold the water back from coming down to the residential area here at Maikoni, which includes Burma and the Maikoni Branch Road, Easter Jacob, Mortis, Port Village, and Strat Campbell, those areas. They are all now experiencing increase in the water level. Significant increase.
MP, just to give the viewers an idea of where you're talking about, I think we have a map of the area up. Where the areas that are affected right now with this breach?
Okay, the areas affected is along the Maikoni Branch Road.
Maikoni Branch Road.
Right, and the Burma Branch Road. So it starts it is actually on both the left and right bank of the Maikoni and Abari River, completely flooded. And it goes all the way up to Moro Point. You have areas such as Pine Grass, and then it ends all the way at Maraikabai, which is closer to Region 10, heading up that way. And what is approximately 9 feet high in Maraikabai, and that water is what is coming down now into the lowlands of Region 5. So what we're seeing here, I spoke to one rice farmer, and he literally held his head and he said, it's over.
Wow.
It's over.
Wow.
And the reports are that the Conservancy has breached, and so the water is it's beyond control here in Region 5.
Wow.
So what we are experiencing, the level that we're experiencing is already higher than what we experienced in 2005 when the water was when the Conservancy had breached and the water was being thrown
flooded
from Region 4 into Region 5. And so imagine if we're there at this stage and we have not yet received the full blow of what is coming from the creek.
All right, so just confirm again, we're speaking here, folks, with the MP with responsibility, opposition MP Vince Roy Jordan with responsibility for region number 5, and he is saying to us the situation is quite dire there in region number 5, Myconi, and now the village of Burma, you're saying, is underwater. So we're confirming that there was a breach of the Conservancy.
Well, what I have tried to get on to the NDIA official, and that is proven futile so far.
Yeah.
But word is on the ground, because I met with a number of farmers.
Yeah.
Word is on the ground here that the Conservancy has been breached. But I cannot confirm that. But that is what they're saying to me, and they're seeking the necessary help.
So let us talk about the farmers, MPI. We know that region number 5 is a rice producing region. How have those farmers been impacted by this?
Right. So, Randy, 210 acres. That's the first one I can tell you about.
Yeah.
The farmer is complete. The land is completely covered. 210 acres.
Wow.
And that is just one farmer I'm speaking about. And beyond that, I cannot see, I mean, from where I was standing, I cannot see any rice field, the rice in it or what have you, whether they went back into farming or not.
Yeah.
It is just water.
Yeah.
It is just water.
Yeah. So this is quite sad.
With Region 5 being the largest rice producer, one of the largest rice producing regions, and if you recall, I would have boasted during my budget presentations in 2019 and 2020, sorry. And I spoke of how well we did in rice, and now to see in less than 9 months, rice rice in Region 5 is completely gone on because Myconi and Abari is one of the main farming areas.
Yeah.
Right. Myconi and Abari here.
Yeah. So we're looking at. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and I'm saying also, and the Mahaika area, which is also part of Region 5, they too are experiencing the flood waters there, going to the Mahaika Creek, that is. So I'm understanding that the creeks are all filled.
Wow.
And for some reason, the blame is that the water is coming from some bush. I don't know which bush, and I don't know where the water is. Probably the water is being manufactured. I really don't know.
Yeah. Are we happy that you're getting this information to us? Has there been any response from the CDC at your end or the NDME as we stand right now?
Well, the CDC, I have not spoken to them to say when they were informed, and no, there hasn't been any CDC response on the ground. When I started to make publications of this earlier in the day, somewhere about mid-morning, somewhere about there, the regional chairman got up, I understood, and went into Burma.
Yes.
If you see the pictures there, Andy, you will recognize an empty pumping station.
Yeah.
So we had a functioning pump and a sluice right there that drained the residential area. And only today they took it out from there.
Yeah.
Only today, Randy. And again, we can stress that this nonsense that is happening with regard to African communities has to stop. It has to stop, because Burma being an African community, why was the pump removed, and why was there some amount of relief aid, emergency relief aid rushed into Burma since they know the effect of the water that is, or the flood that is presently taking place?
Yeah. I want to see if we can get some of the pictures now. I'm trying to pull up the pictures of the pumping station. So you're saying that the pump was removed?
It was removed only a few hours ago. For what we don't know. and mean to go where we still don't know. The pump was removed. And if you look at it, I spoke with the pump operator and the sluice operator, and that is the situation. So when you have one man getting up late in the night to go and check if pumps are working in some areas, on the other hand, you have them removing pumps and taking it to other places.
Yeah. We have some questions coming in, MP. I don't know if you can answer it. What is happening with Hope Canal? Can you tell us anything about that? And we know that, you know, a number of contracts were given out for cleaning of canals and drains through the various ministries and the RDC. So how are we seeing this level of flooding?
Well, I really cannot speak on Hope Canal. Probably Daniel Siram or my colleagues in Region 4 can give a better response to the Hope Canal. But I can tell you as much as Region 5, there has been a lot of money budget cleaning of the canals and such here.
Yes.
But the work to the areas that are not critical, and that is what these people need to understand. The install regime need to understand. The work has to be done in the critical areas. This is not time for fancy window dressing and politicking with people's lives.
Yeah.
It is time for hard work, get down and do what is most important. Now, how can you go cleaning? For example, there were two long boom excavators on the west coast of Barbados at fault cleaning the drains to save a couple acres of rice land.
Yes.
When you have hundreds of acres here in the Myconian Abari Creek underwater, you think you understand what I'm saying? No, the emergency, they rush to that area, which is along the roadside. Why not send the machines into these areas?
Yeah.
And I said to the NDIA official for Region 5, the engineer, I said, when it comes to national disasters such as flooding, we don't wear political caps.
Yeah.
We are servanthood to the people, and so this is not time for politics.
Yes, definitely.
It is far from politics at this time. It is the livelihood of the people, and that is what is most important for me at this time as the member of Parliament of the region, and ensuring that the people return to some amount of normalcy.
Yeah. MP, we're looking at a picture here where I think it's a dam that is almost covered with water. Where is that located?
That is the last dam separating the housing area at Burma from the farmland.
Yes.
That is the last dam separating the housing area from the farmland. And so because the farmlands are already covered, and now the water, that dam that you see that is there is an indication showing that the water is now going over into the
housing areas.
The housing area.
Wow.
And that is just from the eastern side of it. Because from the western side, it is already in the housing area.
Wow.
So when the two are being put together, we can imagine what tomorrow morning brings.
Yeah. We're seeing some pictures here. This is the pump station we're looking at. What is happening there at the pump station? This we could give the persons who are now joining us. Go ahead.
There is a motor there, and the pump was removed today.
Yeah.
I don't know for what reason. Again, this is how these people operate. You can contact people who know about the system and let us work together. Flood doesn't have who's in office and who's not in office, because I tell you, if the flood comes to any one of our community, it will not pass Randolph's Kitchener house and go to someone else's house because they're in opposition or they're in government.
Yes.
It will flood everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know why the pump was removed, and the sluice cannot be open at this time because it will only, as a matter of fact, the sluice is completely covered. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But it's quite alarming to know that there's no pump in the community. None. Not one.
Yeah. As we go through...
And there's several pumps along the Myconi Creek. Several. But Burma, because it is, for what it is, Burma,
this is
there's no pump.
Down here.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're happy that you're bringing this information to us, MP. Though it be very sad information that you're sharing with us, and we hope that those persons are taking precautions. We know we're still in the midst of a pandemic.
Right.
I'm curious as to what is happening in terms of relief for those persons who will affected. We need to have another conversation about the economic fallout of all of this, because not only the people of Region 5 will be suffering, but those communities that are supplied, the country that is supplied by those rice farmers, those people who depend on it for their livelihood. It's quite a sad situation playing out up there. So I'm hoping that you are going to be in contact with the relevant authorities to see how best we can bring relief to the people of Region 5.
Yes, I will be doing that as we speak. I'm heading out of the backlands now, so I will definitely make the necessary contact so that aid can be brought to these people, and all the different agencies are informed.
Yeah, thank you very much, MP Viceroy Jordan. Region number 5, quite a sad situation playing out there. We hope that all the people remain safe, and I'm hoping that we get an update tomorrow morning, because you said the water was rising.
Yes, it's rising rapidly.
Right. So we're looking forward to an update. We'll definitely, our viewers will want to know what is happening in Region 5 as the country continues to reel from this unprecedented flood, because you have been saying, MP, that the situation there is worse than what happened in 2005. That's in Region 5. And as we look around the country, we see what's happening in Region 10 in Kukwani, Region 2, Region 7, Region 9. All of these regions have flooding. So it is something that we have to question as to what is happening and what did not happen. Did not happen so as to prevent this disaster that is unfolding around the country. Thank you very much, MP.
Thank you, Randy.
Right. Folks, you're listening there to Honorable Viceroy Jordan from Region number 5, the opposition MP responsible for that geographical area. We're talking about what is happening there in Region number 5 in terms of the flooding. We have some videos and pictures we want to share with you before we go, because we want everybody to know what is happening. That situation is quite sad that's unfolding up there. These videos courtesy of Mr.
The last
Jordan.
of the dam here. As we can see, the water rising rapidly. The last of the main dam that could save the rice and cash crop farmers here in Burma.
Yeah.
One farm is now coming to tell us of the
So these are the residential places with
this
the
bridge
water
is here. The bridge is here, right? So Randy, I'm crossing a bridge now here. Wow. This is what is happening here at Burma. If you can see, as I cross, several houses along the way now flooded. This is as a result of the water being released from the Maikoni Creek and coming all the way down to the community here in Burma. The rice lands are completely flooded. So Randy, another situation here. Just a few samples. Now this is, oh my, go straight. This is the yard here that I'm stepping into. Water just about 4 feet high, Randy. This is the situation here at Burma. Burma, so Randy, another situation here. Just a few samples. Now this is, oh my, go straight. This is the yard here that I'm stepping into. Water just about 4 about 4 feet high, Randy. This is the situation here at Burma. Burma housing scheme in Maikoni. And so all of this water, you see, is black water coming from the river, Maikoni and Abari Creek, that is. And as the water being released from the top, which is about 9 feet, it is coming down to the residential area here.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, folks. This is the situation playing out there in region number 5, folks, as we bring you this breaking situation there in region number 5. Thanks to MP Vince Roy Jordan for bringing that information to you. He's still actually in the backlands there, bringing pictures and video. We know that the internet quality is a bit poor there, so he called in just now, and we're happy that we're getting that information. Folks, before we go, we're going to be joined by our political correspondent, Miss Nicole Telford, so we can talk about what is playing out here in region number 5 and across the country with the flooding, as we see unprecedented flooding across the region, across all regions, sorry. Let us see if we can bring in Miss Nicole Telford so that we can have that conversation with her about this flooding. Right? So, folks, this is quite sad what is playing out in region number 5. Nicole, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Wendy, and all your viewers.
Nicole, I'm sure you know we've seen what is happening. I know it's breaking news, but I want to bring you in here to talk about what is happening around the country with the flooding. We heard recently that pumps are being sent to region number 6, but to alleviate the flooding and help the farmers. So we have to ask some questions, Nicole, don't we?
Yes, I understand from listening to the program that Honorable MP Vince Roy Jordan is saying the pump is missing.
Yes.
And I remember clearly 2 of our MPs asking where did they get the pumps from, because no, they didn't state where they got the pumps from that they were sending to alleviate the poor farmers that are suffering in Blackbush Polder and across the quarantine.
Yes.
So we want to know where they got the pumps from, and the pumps are missing, and no one seems to understand what is going on and where they're getting the pumps from.
Yeah.
Another thing to take into consideration, they've been in office 9 months, and if those pumps were missing, who were doing the checks? So before they go blaming people, they should at least understand that it's their responsibility to check to see if those pumps, and especially the local bodies in connection with government organization in managing that area. Another thing, is Vince Roy Jordan still on the line?
No, he's not on the line right now.
Okay, at the Conservancy, does it drains into the Hope Canal? That's a question to ask.
Yes.
Because if there's any backed up water and all of that going out there, something is going wrong. It got the 6-door sluice there that will help to alleviate flooding in the Hope Maikoni area. The Hope Canal monitors that kind of water system there and the drainage.
Yes.
So they will have to find out what is going on there in 2011 and way back 2010, and so that canal was being rerouted as a result of the 2005 flood. They decided that they can build that 6-door sluice and all of that for all the backlot land and the water to be drained out to the ocean. So my major concern now is where did Air Finale and the PPPC got the pumps that they sent to
region number 6,
the quarantine, region number 6. And Burma, as Vince Roy Jordan said, is majorly the cattle farmer, rice farmer, crop flush, cash crop farmers. What is the government going to do to alleviate those farmers? Because from the images we're seeing, the entire area is flooded.
Yes. And as he said, you know, the residents are concerned because there is a dam that is now being overtopped that protects that separates the farmland, which is already flooded, from the residential area, the areas that, you know, people reside in. And this is concerning. Persons are now making putting things in place, of course, because they believe that overnight their communities will be flooded even more. So it's quite a sad situation playing out up there. Nicole, I want to talk to you. I want to talk about the economic fallout of all of this. I know we've not have a conversation yet about how what will be put in place to have some sort of economic easing, because whether it be region 1, region 2, region 7, 10, 9, is going to be an economic from the supply that will be dwindled, that will you know, has been affected, the supply of crops and stuff for the markets. I haven't heard anything from the government in terms of what will be put in place to ease that burden on the Guyanese people, and of course to support those farmers who are experiencing massive loss at this point in time.
Randy, you can see clearly there's no comprehensive plan, no well thought out plan. They're just reports being given to the public with numbers so they could write it in the media. 20,000 this, 10,000 that, and all of that. Those are just numbers. And no comprehensive plan is being done. Yeah. To have a comprehensive plan, you need a comprehensive team. You need a national task force with interagency management persons on that task force. And this is from all sectors of the economy to ascertain exactly what is happening with the flood, what will we do as a result, who are affected, what assistance will be given, where will the assistance come from, how do we approach getting that assistance, and all of that is the how, where, when, why, what, and who of everything they're supposed to be addressing. That's not addressed. All you're seeing is people with running around the country with bags and mop and bucket, and the flooding is 13 feet high. I don't know how they're going with mop and bucket, and the flood is that high. They've got to come up with comprehensive plans on how to treat this national disaster. Yeah, and that's what's not being done. All they're doing is a blame game. And it will have catastrophic affect economy. You understand it? They hit the Guyanese citizens hard in their pockets, because when there's damage to farmlands, the cash crop, long-term crop, if you look, I noticed some videos out with Barnwell North, a community that's now starting with the planting and the monthly market selling and all of that. And all behind the area flooded, all the coconut, all the peas, all the banana and the citrus that they're planting on the water. And this not only for Barnwell North and Mucka, it goes, look, today the regional chairman for region number 7, Gifford, not regional chairman, mayor, Gifford Marshall, was on his Facebook page, is crying out for the opposition and the president to meet and a team to come up with a national plan of how to deal with it, because many communities in the Mazzaroni and all of those areas are affected. You see today, Darren Wade was up in Kokwani, and you see the devastation felt with those persons up in Kokwani. Yeah, you're seeing the flood waters and how high it is, and it's getting higher. And no one is coming out and saying, look, Guyanese, this is what has happened. This broke away, that broke away. This is how we'll treat it. Whole strain, so has to happen. They're only defending that they are doing. Yeah, they got to come out and tell people the truth, what has happened, where the breaches are, and what we'll do to fix it.
Yeah. This is now a national disaster, Nicole. This is countrywide. These are thousands of people whose lives are now turned upside down. Loss of income, loss of employment, and we're on top of this the devastation COVID the devastation that COVID had on our country in terms of employment, and how many businesses had to be closed down. Now you're dealing with the fact that all of these farmers are now in jeopardy, from region 1 to region number 10. All of the farmers, all of the little cash crops and the cattle farms and the poultry farms, these are now serious concerns. So what what's the plan to deal with this now national emergency? And I think that we need to hear from them.
And added to that,
yeah.
And added to that, 200 persons will be dismissed from their jobs working with a gold mining company.
Yeah.
This is in addition to the 300 being laid off by GWI, and more to come, and also all the others, the 1,000 plus others, St. John's Ambulance Brigade, the workers from the data management company, all the Region 5 and Region 6 community health workers, the SIP workers, 240 from Linde, SIP workers, all of that included. So it's catastrophe upon catastrophe. The PPPC is no good for Guyana, no good.
Yeah, they're very good at casting blame.
Yes, and demonizing and being spiteful and charging people and trumping up charges and making a mess of everything. They're very good at that. Yeah. They're not good at management, and it shows. And tomorrow they can come out and say something wrong with that community that's being flooded, because the flood on themselves, just like what they tried to do with the Georgetown municipality when they tried to label the president tried to label the mayor as wanting to flood his own constituency. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So all of that they're doing, we cut to throw up smoke screen because of their failures. Yeah. To throw up smoke screen. Yeah. Now where is the pumps? Where are all of the pumps for the Region 5 community? Well, where did they disappear to?
Well, we see it. Where
did they disappear to?
We saw the president come out of his bed 10 o'clock at night to go and check and see if pump men working. I wonder if he knows where the pumps are that are supposed to be helping the people of Region 5 right now. So he come out of his sleep to go and see if people sleeping at the pump station, while the entire country is underwater. He's pulling publicity stunt. But now Region 5 in Burma, the pump is missing. Where's the president? Because he's the pump checker, apparently. So they should send the president to check and find the pump in Region 5.
Well, we got to lobby for that. Lobby to get the president to Region 5 to check to find the pump, because he seems to be finding people.
He is the pump inspector. He is the pump inspector. So you should send it to Burma now. Yeah. It's a sad situation, Nicole. Let me say thank you very much as usual.
My heart goes out to the families who got to be struggling through all of that.
Yes.
And I'm saying again, repeat, people had better stock up on groceries, because in a matter of weeks they'll be surprised at the prices, because it's already hitting them in the pockets. Yeah. It's already, look, I went to the shop and the shop woman crying out to me in my area. You understand? Because she's saying that prices are raising, and when she put on a little extra price, and it's the same thing with the woman in the market. When she put on an extra price, people are wondering what's going on.
Yeah. So that's
nobody's coming out and telling people that, listen, this is what's going to happen. This is what is happening. We have a team that's looking after this. You can call here to get that. All they're doing is calling and asking for stuff to give to people. Fair enough, you need that, but at the same time you need a system where persons can really receive other types of relief, other types of relief, social assistance and all of that. They must be able to qualify for that. You understand? They must be able to qualify and get that.
That is important, Nicole, because I'm reading some of the comments. Nicole, that is very important what you mentioned in terms of social relief, because one of the persons commenting on Facebook, Adona Joseph, said, where is the money to stock up? We're talking about stocking up on goods before they get expensive, but many persons don't have the money to stock up. That is a serious situation. That is a serious situation coming
Well,
out
they
of
got
COVID.
stuck up some way, some shape, or they might starve because they might not be able to pay the prices. You understand?
Yeah.
And the companies, many of the persons right now in Guyana, the banks, they're not even getting loans.
Yeah.
To build homes, homes on the land some of them have gotten, right? They're not even getting that. So you can imagine the banks going through a pressure in collecting their mortgages, and persons are having a hard time because many of them have been laid off or retrenched or spitefully dismissed, or the companies closing down. And then there's the pandemic and all of that.
Yeah.
So the whole place is in a mess, and it doesn't seem as though the People's Progressive Party Civic has any clue as to how to manage. All they're doing is taking out picture and post saying, we've been here, we've been there, and they're sharing this and they're sharing some little bags. People need more tangible response in this catastrophe.
Yeah.
More stimulus, just like Elson Lowe had mentioned. More tangible response, more stimulus to stimulate the economy, to get people off of their feet on it,
Yes.
get people moving.
Yeah. They say the $25,000 that they gave as COVID thing probably finished the same day. Nicole, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you here.
Most welcome.
Right. Nicole Telford, our political correspondent, weighing in on what is happening there in region number 5. Folks, if you're now joining us, we're going to end the broadcast now. We just brought you the information on what is happening there in region number 5, specifically Burma Village in the Maikoni area, which is now underwater. And reports they're coming out from a regional MP, Mr. Vince Roy Jordan, opposition MP, who was in the fields in the backlands assessing the situation and looking at what's happening there, is saying that the situation is probably going to get worse over the next 24 hours as the water is rising there. Folks, we're going to leave that with you. We're going to, of course, continue to update you on this and any other thing that is breaking around the country. We hope that those persons who are in the flood-affected areas, we hope that they are safe, they stay dry, and our hearts are with them at this point in time. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll let you know if any other thing happens with this particular story there in region number 5. My name is Randolph Critchell. Do enjoy your evening.